welcome to day 3 of our book club on Succeed by Heidi Grant Halverson. Today I want to talk about chapter 2, Do You Know Where Your Goals Are Coming From? It says not all goals are created equal, and if you want to achieve, it's not just about knowing how to reach your goals. You got to know where your goals are coming from. Whether you realize it or not, there are a ton of goals you are working on right now that are both conscious and subconscious. There are choices you're making. There are ways you're choosing to invest your time. You may not even realize, but it's important to know why you have made the choices that you have in the past. There are 2 major things that influence our goals and our decision making. Number 1 is beliefs, the things we believe, and number 2 is environment. There are a lot of things we absorb from our environment. We see other people do, or we get rewarded or punished for, and we just pick up on that and we continue that unconsciously. And in the area of beliefs, for example, she says, you would only commit to improving your math skills if you believed you could improve your math skills. If you think you're just born without math skills, well then that belief is going to prevent you from trying to achieve that goal, right? So figure out what's influencing why you have the goals you have, why you're spending the time the way that you are, and then knowing why you've made these choices, she says, helps you better able to reevaluate them honestly and objectively, and it frees you to make different choices from now on. It frees you to make different choices once you can reevaluate your past honestly, right? And that reevaluation helps you understand how are different signals and cues in your environment affecting you. Like if you get a notification on your phone, are you going down some rabbit hole when you meant to do something else? So you can change your signals and cues and kind of think through all that if you have that awareness. And you can use the signals and cues in your environment to shape the goals of your employees, your students, and your children, she says. We all have implicit beliefs. Psychologists call these beliefs implicit theories because they're not necessarily we've consciously or deliberately thought about, but there are things we believe about how intelligent we are, or if we're born creative or analytical or whatever that may be. If you believe smartness is a quality that you can develop over time, then you are an incremental theorist. You believe in the theory of intelligence that smartness is malleable and people can get smarter at any point in their lives. So when you believe that, you are more likely to set goals to learn new things and get better. If you believe that your intelligence is fixed or different characteristics you have are fixed, you are an entity theorist, and your belief that you are stuck being exactly as you are, that belief has done more to determine the course of your life than you've probably ever imagined. It's that belief that's driving things. There have been studies where students have been explicitly taught the incremental theory of intelligence. They are taught about the physiology of the brain and how your brain, how it learns and grows, and how intelligence is malleable. It can be developed through experience and hard work, right? So one 7th grade class was taught this incrementalist theory explicitly, while another group wasn't even mentioned to. The group of students who were taught this showed improvement in their math scores. So this suggests the key to getting smarter is first coming to believe that it is possible to get smarter. You have to believe that something is possible to be able to do it, and countless studies show that helps. So we have to think through what are our beliefs, what is our environment telling us, get a clear assessment, and then you can kind of let go of some things and then take on some new things. She also talks about autopilot. The idea of autopilot came into my world maybe 5 years ago, and it has been life-changing. There are things we do without realizing it. We all know if you drive, sometimes you get from point A to point B, no idea how you got there. You did it on autopilot. We brush our teeth on autopilot. So there are a lot of things we're not conscious of that are influencing our lives. And a lot of it is triggered by cues in our environment. So we can set up positive cues in our environment that help us where we unconsciously absorb things. And something that I found out was so funny, those motivational posters that people put up in corporate offices that say achieve, succeed, teamwork, those actually work. And I've read a lot of studies where when people are subconsciously exposed to words, even negative words, before they take a test and they don't even realize they've seen those words, it influences how they perform. So we have to set up our environment to have good triggers and cues that influence us. Psychologist James Shaw did a study. He interviewed college students and he He asked them how much each student's father valued high achievement. What they did was subliminally, unconsciously expose the students to their own father's name before those students completed a set of difficult questions. When those students had fathers that valued high achievement, and the student was exposed to their father's name without even knowing it before taking this difficult set of questions, those students did better because something in their brain triggered the high expectations of their father and how their father values high achievement, and those students worked a little bit harder. Like, it was so clear that there was a relationship there that helped the students perform better when that thought about their dad was triggered. Fascinating. So we need to set up our environment to have good triggers for us.